First time in a long time, but back like I never left. Taking each day as it comes, you know me, I don't read ahead. Watch me burn down everything, BDE on the TV set. When I'm in control on the road, you can never really know what's up next.
Hello, Braden Herrington here with Davie Portman, live Wednesday nights, Twitch, YouTube. Oh, we're watching the other show.
Yeah, we're your NXT friends.
Friends.
First of all, before we get into the show proper, hello YouTube.
Yes.
Room. Hello Twitch room.
Wow.
Thank
Twitch
you for joining us on a Wednesday night. Thank you for choosing your Up Next boys tonight.
Wow.
Goes without saying, but we're going to say it anyway.
Yeah.
This is an NXT zone tonight. It's an AEW free zone. And therefore, you guys are normally super awesome at this, but we'd really appreciate if there were no spoilers, because we plan on wrapping up the show and then going and watching AEW later. So we probably won't check in with the chat quite as often as we usually do, just because we don't want to be spoiled. We want to be we want to go into this cold for AEW tonight.
Winter cold,
yeah. A nice 44 degrees Fahrenheit cold. For AEW tonight.
We'll talk about it maybe a little bit.
So no spoilers would be great.
Yes.
But first of all, we just need the okay from Mr. Marcotte. How are we looking? How are we sounding?
Yeah, I mean, we've been using the Twitch thing. Super cool, using the streaming there, YouTube, obviously. And then we're going to start recording the show for podcast people. So if you got to dip out at any point tonight, well, the podcast, of course, you know where to find it. Up next. Everywhere you find your pods. All right. Does Eric say we look good? I mean, Eric's the Wednesday night. He says good and good.
Eric's saying good and good. So I think it's time to get cracking.
Yeah, let's do this. Let's go.
Perfect.
Cool beans. Hello. Braden Herrington here with Davie Portman for Up Next. PostWrestling.com, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, wherever you get your podcasts. YouTube.com/upnext, and of course
Twitch.tv/upnext podcast.
Ah, yeah, we're Twitchers.
Oh, we're Twitch spurts now. We're twitching all the time.
Twitching and bitching.
Yeah. We've moved on to Twitch, and it's been pretty great. We're affiliate now, which is super exciting. Thank you to everyone that's joined our streams this past week. I've been playing a bunch of Batman, the Telltale games.
Right.
To kind of tie in with our Batman reviews, our Catwoman review. Oh. Thank you, Eric Marcotte, Cats.women. And been playing a bunch of WWE 2K as well.
We're tag team champions.
We're all the tag team champions.
Yeah, I guess we can get some housekeeping out the way. Wednesday nights, we watch NXT because we're your NXT friends. Tonight, winter has come, but we still are committed to NXT.
We're loyal. Yeah. For now.
These hoes ain't loyal, but we are. We are loyal. And we decided we're going to watch NXT like we always do. And we're live on the YouTube and Twitch like we'll always be every Wednesday night talking about NXT. But we decided, hey, we're on the Twitch thing now. We figured out how to stream on YouTube and Twitch at the same time. Why don't we do a little bit of an Up Nextra? So if you're listening to this, maybe in time, Thursday, tomorrow, we'll be going live 2 p.m. Eastern on our Twitch and YouTube as well for a free version of Up Nextra, where we will be talking all about Winter is Coming. AEW.
We
Dynamite.
will be. And just once again to reiterate live for the chat room, no spoilers. Hackman, I'm looking at you. Thank you very much for that. So yeah, we'll be talking about Winter is Coming tomorrow live at 2 p.m. On our Twitch channel, on our YouTube channel. And as Braden said, like if you're not a patron, it's a great way to get a little taste of our other show.
Yeah, I mean, every Thursday we do Up Nextra. We talk about all the stuff that happens after NXT and like what goes on there, and then we talk about AEW Dynamite. We run through that show like we do this on NXT, and then we talk about which show we like better and stuff like that. But we're super into AEW fans. Again, we're on video here. How fitting is it that I'm wearing my Kenny Omega shirt and you're wearing is that a John Moxley shirt?
It is a John Moxley shirt.
I
Yeah,
guess
we thought we'd get I don't know, festive.
So we're going to be talking about that tomorrow. So join us. And of course, patreon.com/upNXT. You'll have AEW upNXT reviews every Thursday. It's a good time to sign up. It's the beginning of the month. We just did our Up Yours Catwoman. Oh my God, that was a big piece of shit. It broke me. It really did. We did a best match ever Samoa Joe ROH title run with Grapple Spotlight BWE superstar Benno, who we're now all just best friends now.
Yeah.
I've declared it. He's a mate.
Loved that show. Had a lot of positive feedback for that one.
We talked about Brit Wrestling, speaking out. We talked about his ROH tracksuit, and then Samoa Joe nerded out over that. So that was a show that we just did. We did in November to remember. We thought, well, why don't we dismember December? So this week, what you're getting?
No, I'm just gonna say you have no right to criticize any of our Up Yours choices because this was your idea.
Yeah, this
December
was
to Dismember.
Yeah, we were on an ECW kick with Extreme Month back then, and of course, $5 a month, North American tier, Patreon.com/upnext gets you access to every show we've already ever done. So in the vault there, if going back, we have so many shows. But I thought, why not go to 2006 WWE ECW, and we can chat all about ECW. December to Dismember. Yeah, can't wait. The Extreme Championship Wrestling Elimination Chamber. That's why I picked it.
I can't wait. Yeah. Hardcore Holly in a main event.
He did, he should have been champ. So all the shows that we're doing, and then of course we have another Was Next, where we go back in time watching the old NXT. We just did an episode few weeks ago where Big E won the title from Seth Rollins, so we'll be talking about what's going on in that world. I know Cesaro's on the card that we're going to be talking about too, but all the shows and the schedule of all the stuff, only $5 for North American tier, and you can get all the access to everything we've done. We podcast a lot. We're in lockdown too.
We are, yeah.
So we're not the UK, Davie. We don't have Pfizer?
I don't know what's going on.
What's going on? Boris. Jeez. The Pfizer.
I haven't been following at all.
He's just like, yo, everyone's getting it.
Good.
Pfizer.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's not fully...
Who cares? Who cares? Just inject it. If we die, we die. We move on.
Dude, zombie apocalypse.
Sure, it's better than what we're living through now. It's more interesting.
I agree.
You've had a whole year to watch a bunch of zombie films to know how to prep.
If you don't know what you're doing now,
sorry. Like, be gone.
Train to Busan taught me a lot.
Yeah.
Shaun of the Dead taught me a lot.
Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. It's very interesting because they keep saying 2020 is like the weirdest year. We have the pandemic, the murder hornets and stuff. There's now like meteors or fireballs in the sky of Toronto. Have you seen this? This is like
probably.
Times are just hard. Everything's blending together. I feel like the world is literally going to go up in flames. Just 2020 is almost done though. A month ago.
It is almost done. We're preparing for the end of the year festivities.
We have a little Christmassy vibe going on our set, but I mean, I'm not really in a Christmassy mood.
Oh, I'm not at all.
I haven't even put on Mariah Carey yet.
Good. I think I'm just going to stay at home on my own this year.
We can have a Christmas.
No, I'm going to stay on my own.
Well, we live together.
I'm going to stay on my own. Padlock the door.
I'll just blast Mariah Carey until you get out. Well, yeah, I feel like, maybe that's what everyone should ask for Santa for Christmas is the vaccine. And if you're an anti-masker, well, you get Cole. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's interesting times.
It's horrible times. It's miserable.
It's supposed to be holidays, and I'm not going to be able to see. You don't want to break the bubbles and do what you're told and all that stuff, and it sucks. But like, I'm not going to see family that I'm used to seeing. I'm Portuguese. We love our Christmas.
Your big family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta, that's what you got to do.
Yeah, it is. I've been in a bit of a funk recently, so I'm trying to get active as best as I can during these times. I've been going on walks a lot. I'm a bit of a walker anyway, but I'm trying to clock in at least like 7 miles a day at the moment.
Okay,
which
you
I've got the time to do it.
Yeah,
I look at my phone. I don't know how accurate it is, but yeah, I go for whatever that's saying. I had a win. Finally had a win this year.
A win?
Because a bit of a win.
A W?
A bit of a W. I ordered some dumbbells from a local shop. Support local, guys.
Support local. Amazon?
Yeah, something like that.
Amazon. Amazon.
Amazon, yeah.
Yeah.
About a month ago, before this whole lockdown was announced, saw some online, an adjustable set so you can kind of build up the weights and stuff, and was waiting for them to arrive. Delayed. It then said, if you don't get it by this date, you're going to get a refund. It didn't arrive. They said, sorry, they're lost. We don't know where they are.
No one wanted to deliver weights, dude.
I think so. I think that's what it was. It was like, how do you lose dumbbells? Kicked up a bit of a stink. So they went, well, we're going to refund you. We'll give you $10 credit as well to use on Amazon. I'm like, all right. I look onto the ones I've ordered. They've been marked up from $100 to $350. So I'm like, great. Right. Well, What do I do now? Went the next day for my walk. On my doorstep, the original weights I ordered.
Wow.
Got a full refund, plus $10 credit, and got the weights. So I've been working out.
You're Davie Jackman now.
Davie Jackman. Been going on my walks. I got a few audio books. Because
we've become that guy now.
Well, I've done
it's like podcasting.
I've done 2 best and worst of with John and Way now. I think is it 2?
Okay.
So this year will be the 3rd, and every year John's like, "Hey, what's been your favorite wrestling book this year?" And
so you're ready.
And you, me, and Way are like, "Oh, yeah, whatever you say, John."
Yeah.
Well, that one. So I got a few wrestling books. I got the Bellas, and I got the Young Bucks. I've already done JR's this year.
Yeah. You love that JR one though.
I finished the Bellas today. Fantastic.
Okay.
I'm not even joking. Really interesting life. Like, yeah, it's I think you kind of look at the Bellas and just see them as these 2 kind of models that kind of luck their way into wrestling, and hearing their story, I have a lot more respect for them. They didn't have it easy at all. And it was kind of a nice companion piece with the Liv Morgan documentary that came out, which I think is excellent. I don't know if you've had a chance to see it yet.
I'll be devil's advocate. I want to watch more docs about like Grand Metalik or like, just like, I don't know. I will watch documentaries about people that I'm like actually have interest in. I think the WWE docs are crazy. The network stuff that they make are like incredible. It's some of the best stuff because I recently was cleaning out like DVDs and stuff, and I used to love buying like the documentaries they used to make on DVDs, and now they've totally don't do that, and they do it on the network, and I think they're really well put together. It's just like, sorry, but like I don't really care about Liv Morgan's story. Like I'd rather watch.
That's a bit harsh.
And I think that's great that other people do, but like, sorry, I don't want to watch that.
It was super interesting.
I'm not shitting on her. I just like sorry.
Someone who had a pretty rough childhood and has been a fan of wrestling all her life, and how she managed to get into like single mom, like loads of kids, how she managed to kind of break out of that and get to WWE. I found it really interesting.
Sure, yeah, I'm not discrediting
Bella's story as well. There's this whole like chapter about like Bree's childhood boyfriend dying when she was 17, and then obviously it came in Total Bellas last week, like the 2 rapes that happened to Nikki Bella and stuff like that, and it's pretty horrific, and you wouldn't expect looking at them on TV. I think a lot of people, and by the sounds of it, a lot of the divas at the time when they started there, just thinking, oh, these 2 girls who don't know anything and just got in for their looks and their
again,
twins.
I'm not discrediting. I'm just like, that's just something.
Sure.
Like I don't even watch Raw or SmackDown. So
no,
like,
the Liv Morgan thing wasn't something I particularly needed. Like I can't.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd say, oh, I'd love to watch a Liv Morgan doc. I found it really fascinating, and the same with the Bella's book. And now I'm like halfway through the Young Bucks one, which is completely different. A lot more supportive family going into it.
Right.
Just 2 kids who love wrestling, who did backyard wrestling and stuff. But I actually kind of so far preferred the Bellas, which seems completely ridiculous to be saying.
Yeah,
but,
it is.
I really enjoyed it.
I like the docs and stuff like that. Like if it's just maybe more wrestlers or characters that I'm more interested in, if they did one that shows like a more in depth like look at maybe like a Sasha Banks or I know Ronda Rousey's like that thing kind of been beat to death and she's kind of gone, but like more into that. Like,
does it Sasha Banks need it? She's already the star.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
I think it's more.
But I want to know the
I
more
come
story.
out watching this documentary,
Or
and
Charlotte.
I go, I really want to see Liv and Ruby be tag champs, and that's a title.
I'd much rather a Ruby story. Like,
But like it's.
I wouldn't
it's
watch any of these. I don't know.
Like it, you come out of the documentary wanting to see the Riot Squad be tag champs, and that's a title I don't give a shit about, and an act I don't really give a shit about, and to kind of watch it and come out being, oh, I actually really want to see these girls do well now is pretty cool. Whereas Sasha Banks, you've already reached the top of the mountain.
I just
you know?
like I just don't. I'm completely checked out of like the main roster stuff. We went live on our Twitch when it was Monday night. We started going Monday nights. Sorry, are we still
Just
live?
keep going.
I don't know if you can hear me out there.
You can keep going.
All right.
Every time, just keep going.
So yeah, Monday nights we've been going live on Twitch, and we've been doing like a bit of a Raw watch along, and it's like I'm so like taken aback at some of the stuff. I'm just like, wow, like I fucking hate this show so much. And Jeff Hardy taking the bump off there. I want a documentary on that. Why does Jeff Hardy continue to jump off
There is a
things?
documentary on
Yeah,
that. He's
there's
an
a lot.
idiot. That's the story. He's an idiot. He was a backyard wrestler and he jumps off shit.
His head, I hope his head was okay. But yeah, I just like I already don't watch a lot of stuff. I'm completely like checked out of that. So I'm just like, okay, well, like why do people like that need documentaries? I really enjoyed. I know I'm wearing a Kenny Omega shirt, but the doc with him and Kota Ibushi, that one's incredible, man, and that has nothing to do with WWE. And there's other things to do. And I know Dark Side of the Ring is super. I feel like WWE's trying to take more of those. I think you're gonna see a lot of more Dark Side of the Ring style docs.
I mean, from what I gather is they have just cameras on every single thing all the time.
Yeah.
So they could literally
Last Ride, that was
they
good.
can make a documentary on anyone.
Like
in that company,
no problem,
I
I'll
think.
watch it. The Last Ride, but like I don't really want to watch Liv Morgan. I'm not saying it's not
The other
good.
thing I found really interesting is
Welcome to our doc show.
Ember Moon was ready a year ago to wrestle. She had this in the documentary. There's this dark match scheduled between Liv Morgan and Ember Moon, and this was about a year ago. And they cut it last minute because they had plans for the whole stupid Lana Rusev wedding thing, it was right at the end of last year.
Yeah.
And to think Ember Moon's only just come back, and we thought she was injured this whole time, but she was ready for a dark match a year ago. I don't know if she got re-injured or what, but
I know
that was something that had me scratching my head a bit.
Yeah, she was injured, but yeah, there's so many people that are on the back burner. Look at Chelsea Green, sits out doing nothing, comes back and injures herself right away. How unfortunate is that, right? But I don't mind the stories, but yeah, everyone has got cameras on them now. Definitely, that's the way I think it looks to be that way. And good, they make good stuff. I'm not shitting on them at all. I like them. It's just I pick and choose what.
Sure, yeah.
But that's what the network is. Some people want to watch a Live doc, and some people want to watch
December to Dismember
or Volta versus Dragunov.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's the WWE's getting the monopoly on just wrestling in general. That's why they're signing everybody from the indies, including some of the guys signed today.
Oh yeah,
The Rascals.
two of them.
Yeah. The OG Rascals.
Yeah.
No Trey.
No Trey.
What are the other guys' names?
Des and Wentz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your Impact reports. I've learned about.
I think that's
I've watched them too.
a good get. I hope they keep them as a tag team because
Yeah, they will.
I think the tag division in NXT could use a bit of a shake up, and it seems like they're starting to do it. From this episode, you see they're building up Grizzled Young Vets. They're even building up Everrise and Imperium. So I think they'll be great in NXT, and I think Trey is going to be great elsewhere. I think I can only see if you're leaving Impact, it's going to be a step up. So I imagine he's maybe AEW bound, which I think's pretty cool get.
I know.
I like him. I see good things for him, and he'll fit in perfectly with that mix of, you know, Darby, Sammy, Jungle Boy, MJF, like that young crop they've got there. I think he'll fit in really well.
There's some cool names. Yeah. Desmond Xavier and Zachary Wentz. Those are the OG like Rascal guys, and they do the that 70s show stoner gimmick. So I obviously love these guys. I'm very interested. I think months ago I said that they're gonna show up.
Yeah.
It just makes sense to me. They had to be an offer, and they would fit right in. They will be champions here, no problem. I see that. Other people quickly, Alex Zane. I've heard a little bit about him. Not watched full matches.
Not particularly familiar with him, but
Twitter,
it's a name I've heard.
Yeah, Twitter loves highlighting matches on wrestling. You can watch all your wrestling on Twitter if you really wanted to. There's some people are talking about. Sorry, Sojiro. Jiro. Yeah. A lot of people are interested in that.
WH's favorite, I believe.
Oh, okay. A guy we saw later that we'll be briefly talking about, Russ Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
He's like one of the WXW guys, I think. There's some interesting names. So yeah, WWE's killing the indies.
What indies? What indies?
What indies? Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I'm pretty. There's like other guys that are on the indies that will you instantly say like will end up in AEW or your Ring of Honor.
Yeah, I mean right now it's going to be weird. We're going to have a few years to kind of rebuild the independent scene, but realistically right now there isn't much going on by your kind of GCWs and stuff like that, and I'm not going to criticize a guy for jumping at a contract. I think previous years, go and like a Ben Carter would do so much better going out and getting that experience from traveling the world and
Ben
working.
Carter would be Jay White in that situation. Like Jay White was like a name on the indies, and then he kind of did this like different tour. It was like an excursion kind of thing, and then it worked. And look where he got to, and then you kind of hone your craft. Whereas if you just kind of sign, I hate being that guy who's talking about like, oh, they sign, it's the devil. You sign the devil. No, sign wherever.
I think there's the stuff you need as like your kind of artistry and just like building that skill set that you pick up from traveling the world and doing the indies.
Yeah,
but right now it doesn't really exist because of this pandemic. So if you're offered a contract with guaranteed money during this time, I don't begrudge anyone for taking it.
Yeah. I agree. Like that's how I view wrestling. Look at I believe Will Ospreay in a doc somewhere was like, yeah, I just studied Finn Balor. He went to all the indie stuff, and then he went to Japan purposely to like hone the art of wrestling. And my mom said to do that. That's what Ospreay said in a documentary. Is that his mom?
Yeah.
Why met wrestling mom's named
Sue. Yeah. But it's definitely gonna take a while to kind of replenish that indie scene once everything gets back up, and we're gonna see. Like, will people want to take the risk of starting new promotions and things or restarting promotions? It's we're going to feel this for a few years, I think. In life, in general, it's going to take a while to recover from this. But,
of course.
Yeah, those indie shows that you used to go to at your local, like, Legion's Club and all that sort of thing.
Bingo halls.
It's going to take a while. But wrestling's always been like that. It goes up and down. So
the world's going up and down.
It will have another peak.
So I'm not mad at anyone signing for companies. Yo, make your bread. Come on, you got to in this. We got to do what you got to do. And there's also a women's wrestler as well, Unreal Howard. I probably botched the name, but I'm dyslexic sometimes. I looked at some of the stuff of her work on Twitter again, and I was like, whoa, this is someone definitely to have some eyes on there as well. But
awesome.
I'm interested in seeing where it goes, because we're the NXT podcast, and I swear we'll stop griping about how NXT is in this like weird lull. But like, this is the go home show to War Games this weekend, Sunday. We will be doing a watch along, Twitch, YouTube, and a post show. And it's just, it doesn't feel, it's something, sorry, but something's not the same. The tingles that you feel when it's a time for a takeover, let's be honest, they're not here.
Yeah, they're not there for me either. I'm sure there are people out there that are still super into this, but yeah, for both of us, it feels it's at a bit of a
this is the first
low.
This is and I know a lot of people were kind of judging the pandemic era with some other takeovers that we've gone through. I've enjoyed them for the most part.
Yeah.
But the last one was incredible. And then I feel like now it's hitting. I'm like, okay, something is kind of just off. It doesn't feel like cool. There's 2 War Games matches. I'm super excited for that. That sounds great. But it's just, let's look at this actually. It doesn't kind of...
Okay, so I think War Games has started to become a bit like Survivor Series for me, where there isn't the stakes. So it feels like we're throwing together this feud. Like, these feuds don't feel like they've been building. I guess Yui and Pat McAfee for a bit, but with Survivor Series, it's let's just form random teams and have the Survivor Series match because it's Survivor Series. It kind of feels like that for War Games now. It doesn't feel like War Games is this blow off to end all of these mini feuds and people coming together. It feels like, right, it's that time of the year where we have a War Games takeover. Now let's figure out the teams. As much to the final member of Team Shotzi announced today. It's like, because there's not really much story there. It's
just steam, we
need someone to fill that spot. And we've said this about other gimmick pay-per-views, like Hell in a Cell. As a kid, I used to get goosebumps when they'd announce Hell in a Cell for the final blow-off for a feud.
Yeah, usually like the third match or something.
Whereas now it's October, so it's Hell in a Cell. What feuds have we got going on?
Yeah.
Okay, those two, throw them in a cell. And it's starting to feel a bit like that for me with NXT.
NXT has become WWE. It's very apparent now. Yeah, it's been owned by WWE. It's a WWE product, but now it really shows.
And bar the North American title, there's no title matches on this show.
Yeah.
And even the North American...
There's a strap match, though.
Yeah, but even the North American Championship, I'm not too bothered because all of them have been champion. So I'm not I don't care who wins that match. And we don't have an NXT title match. We don't have a women's title match. We don't have a tag title match.
So you're saying there's no stakes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Completely.
Yeah. That's WWE.
Yeah.
That's what it doesn't feel. And we've gotten criticized. I think last week we joked about how, oh man, are we so negative? But then we watch this show and it's like, come on, like, what's going on?
Yeah.
And like we will continue to watch the show, and we love NXT and we support the.
We're always going to watch.
Yeah, we're always going to watch the show.
And I'm sure it's gonna pick up again.
Yeah, for sure. And again, it's like, who are we to judge in such shitty times and stuff like that? But we're just telling our honest truth. We still support the show. We're still talking about it right now. We love all the people who put it together and everything. Maybe not some of the refs, but I love all these people for putting this show together. But I just, from a standpoint where we've been watching it, doing a show, covering it for a long time, it's in a lull.
It is,
and we can't just pretend we shoot the shit here. We're your friends. I'm not a journalist. I'll tell you how it is.
Yeah.
It's not that great lately. I'm a little bored by it.
But also, like, our word isn't gospel. If you're enjoying it, don't feel like you can't enjoy it because we're not enjoying it,
Yeah, definitely. Look, I got some enjoyment out of this episode, but this was a kind of a weak go-home show for NXT War Games, which is kind of like cool as War Games, but like, so what if Shotzi's team wins? Then you won. Like,
what do they get?
Yeah,
they just won.
Like, I don't know. I'm just a little... It's cooled down a lot. Yeah. It's not an interest. It's not a must-watch show, and I think a lot of people listening to us right now are like, "Yeah, I didn't watch that. Like, I listened to you because I don't want to watch it." So, but man, we're so negative. Fuck. All right, let's be positive. We're gonna try to be positive.
Let's do it.
Okay, NXT from December 2nd, 2020. Winter is coming, but a war is coming. They should have started with that. Sure. Shots fired. So we start off with obvious news today from the wrestling world. Pat Patterson has passed away. So they start with everyone out on the entrance ramp doing a little salute there, and then goes into a video of Frank Sinatra, My Way, but they even got the piped in noise from Pat. I swear it sounded like
I've seen Pat Patterson sing this song. There's a bar in New Orleans called Cat's Meow. It's a world famous karaoke bar.
Okay.
You can even log into their website. Probably not now. I don't know what they're doing in New Orleans. You can log in and watch on the webcam people singing. And I had the pleasure of watching Pat Patterson sing this song.
Great.
Followed by Lillian Garcia singing Bruno Mars. And Al Snow hitting on young women.
Nice.
Allegedly. I mean, I saw it, but...
But it was a bar, so everyone was legal.
He was chatting to a young woman.
Everyone was legal. Everyone was a bar.
Yeah.
You needed to be legal to be in the bar. So,
is he married?
This was years ago.
It's 2014. But yeah, I was cooking as it started, and I heard My Way start, and I called out, "Oh my God, that's Pat's song!" And you were like, "Yeah, he's singing it." and I came in to watch.
Very
yeah,
sad.
really
Very good video.
Awesome. I think the fact that obviously this song meant something to Pat as well, and what a legend. We're coming up to the Royal Rumble. I'm sure they'll do something special for him there because he's the mastermind behind the Royal Rumble, and still, I believe, until like as recent as last year, I think has a hand at laying out the whole thing.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's such a legend in wrestling. So, rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Pat Patterson, with the video of My Way. Yeah, great video. Again, their video people are great at WWE, but that story of him singing at karaoke. I've heard so many stories of him always singing karaoke and doing that song. I saw a video of it, a picture with Dusty, who was doing it with.
Right.
So, like, it's crazy as wrestling fans. But Al Snow, eh? What does everybody want?
Oh, boy.
We start off with Damian Priest, who is in a match because, I don't know if you saw this, WWE.com exclusive earlier on. Kurt Stallion got beat up. Where did he get beat up, David?
In the park.
The parking lot of doom. Yes, the Full Sail parking lot legend. The spirit lives on in the CWC. Just parking lots in Florida.
Not good.
Not. I mean, Florida, just in general, usually not safe. Damian Priest, though, steps in. He saw an opportunity, and he's like, yeah. He's Johnny Gargano joins commentary because he's in the North American title triple threat. So it's Damian Priest, Leon Ruff, and it kind of cuts to this video that kind of prompted this match. And it's backstage. It's Legado del Fantasma, kind of shit-talking Damian Priest, and it's Joaquin Wilde who like gets in Priest's face and starts waving his finger around, and never do that to someone. That's disrespectful. When someone's and that Wilde is up in his grill, and Priest is like, you better move that finger. Wilde doesn't move the finger, so Priest moves Wilde, and he like throws him up against his garage door, and this kind of injuring him before the match. So Santos Escobar is taking his spot. And this match got a kind of a little jump start here. I was more excited for it.
Bit of an upgrade.
Yeah, you don't see him too much in the tag scenario here, so that's cool. So Damian Priest, Leon Ruff, the North American champion, versus the Cruiserweight champion, Santos Escobar, and Raul Mendoza. Again, Johnny Gargano is on commentary, and he says that Leon Ruff reminds him of a joke. What do you call a fake noodle?
I don't know.
An impasta. Yeah. What do you think of that one? Is that a good dad joke?
Remember when we saw Johnny Gargano win the world title in New York?
Remember that match?
Remember that?
That was really good.
Yeah.
I liked his dad joke.
Sure. Dad jokes are great. There's a time and a place for them.
I have one.
Yeah? Go for it.
I wrote it down.
Okay.
Yeah. Did you hear about the guy who dipped his testicles in glitter?
No.
It's pretty nuts. This is what this show's become now.
Boy.
We're off the rails tonight. Okay. Santos Escobar starts off with some knee lifts to Leon Ruff, and he's beating the hell out of him. Santos is the Cruiserweight title holder, yet Leon Ruff is the North American title. And everyone has the size advantage on Leon Ruff. It just seems like everyone he gets in the ring with. Maybe not Swoggle, if that match ever happens. Dream match. That'll be what's the backyard dudes? Talking shop.
Oh, Stump Kowalski.
Sure. The We Nominal one.
Oh, right. Okay.
That's Impact maybe.
Yeah.
So Mendoza and Priest are in here, and every time Priest tries to hit like some sort of move on Mendoza, he escapes under the legs, jumping around until he just eats this elbow from Priest, knocking him down. He's like, screw your flippy shit. Priest on the outside does this like double smack to the ears and then a roundhouse kick, but then Santos takes him out, and they go to picture-in-picture. And during the commercial, it's the baddies beating down on Priest and Leon Ruff. And then when we come back, it shows like this replay of a tope. And then we get more of a beatdown. There's a brainbuster in there. He finally makes it clear to make the hot tag to his partner, but his partner's Leon Ruff, so he kind of hesitates. He's like, I don't want to tag you in. but he does it. Ruff with the hot tag. He comes in, kind of clears house. He pretty much tags Priest back in right away, who then clears the ring his way, eventually hits the Reckoning on Raul, tags back in Ruff, who hits a frog splash. It's
like a lowdown, isn't it?
It's a lowdown. Yeah, it could be. Yeah, exactly. Hits that and pins Raul Mendoza, and Priest and him stand tall, while Johnny, sitting ringside, is laughing and clapping like a dickhead, while the crowd behind him through the glass, 2 ghost faces appear, one on each side of him. 2.
So is this 2 in addition to Indy?
But wait. There's more. It's a scream. There's 2. So is it Indy? No, it's not Indy.
No.
Oh. Whoa.
So, well, Indy was 1.
Yeah.
Wasn't she? But
who could
so
it be?
We got 2 more. Is it a tag team?
Oh.
Is it the Rascals?
It could be the Rascals because they're dressing up as ghosts. What's up? You know? Could be.
They'll come in with the scary movie.
The scary movie ones.
Stoned.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ghostface.
Yeah. Yeah. Book it.
I mean, weird, but I see it maybe, being a tag team or 2 guys you're going to put together.
Did the Rascals just swap out Trey for Johnny Gargano?
I think so.
Oh my God. NXT's great. See? Greatest show ever. We love this show. Wow.
So, I mean, are we getting it looks like we're building some kind of stable here then with Candice, Indy, and Johnny's
and
boys.
The Rascals. Johnny and the Rascals.
Yeah, Johnny and the Rascals.
This is great.
They need an album.
Should we
talk to Elias's guy,
Maybe
Johnny and the Rascals?
We need to work for this company if this doesn't happen on Sunday. I'm going to be genuinely
we've been
upset.
Thinking it's been Austin Theory up until this point,
yeah.
And maybe it was, but like this is 2 guys, so
Theory's not Rascals.
And we saw how quickly. Sorry, what was it? Russ Taylor was it? No, well, yeah. We saw how quickly he debuted.
Sure.
So maybe.
Wow.
Maybe any other theories? Any other like? Okay, if one is Austin Theory, who else haven't we seen for a while? Or you're just sold on the Rascals now?
I don't know. Yeah, I want the Rascals now. I'm going to be upset if it's not them.
Yeah, me too.
It's the Rascals.
It's the Rascals. You heard it.
They were going to go with Theory, and then they were like,
fuck this guy. Who did we sign? Have they got any problems? No. Okay.
They what? They smoke weed?
It's all right. Yeah.
It's NXT. They should be able to.
We'll just take away one of their names, and no one will know.
So you heard it here first. That's what we're predicting for War Games. If that will make the show for me. There we go. We're hyping ourselves into a corner that might not happen. It could just be Austin Theory and Kona Reeves, which would make it even better.
But also, realistically, those matches like Dez and Wentz against Leon Ruff sounds pretty good. Like all kind of slighter guys, very fast. They could be some entertaining matches if they are going that direction as well. What did you think of the match?
This match, it was good. It told the story of obviously Priest is the main star here. He looked cool beating up. Pushing the guy earlier before the match. Like get that finger out of my face. Like I think Priest he should like try less. Like you know what I mean. Like tone it down. I think you're cool already. So sometimes when he talks and says things, I'm like, well, you're already fucking badass. Like you don't need to say that.
You're already like 7'2" and look like a vampire. So
exactly. Like you're already cool as fuck. So I'm like something. There's something there.
I see what you mean.
But he's great. He's definitely getting even better in my books. Like I'm enjoying seeing him.
I've been enjoying him.
Yeah.
However, from this match, I kind of want to see Leon Ruff get one over him more so than Gargano. We've seen Ruff beat Gargano twice, and I think they've told this story quite well, where Priest is, I don't know, the bigger brother who doesn't quite believe in his younger brother's abilities, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I feel that is more disrespectful to Ruff than Gargano, who's just out and out being a dick. It's more sly. It's like, no, you just don't believe in me. You think I'm a joke. So I kind of want to see Leon Ruff get one over on Damian Priest even more. But with the whole Ghostface thing, I kind of think Gargano needs to win it.
Yeah, so it's either the Rascals are the Ghostfaces, they take down Priest, allowing Johnny to beat Ruff and get the title back, or it's Austin Theory and the second Ghostface is a swerve just like Scream. It's Leon Ruff. giving the title back.
How?
I don't know.
In the ring.
I don't know. I just want the Rascals.
There's
and
just
that's
everyone's a
it.
ghost
Yeah,
face.
everyone's a ghost face. Yeah, I want the Rascals in the Scary Movie stoned ghost face masks. They're gonna put those on 100%. Book it. Make my 2020. Make it. So the match was fine. I like the story where he didn't want to tag in Ruff. That's even more disrespect.
Exactly,
but
exactly.
Ruff didn't sell it though, so the match is going to happen this Saturday. We'll give some predictions for War Games at the end of this show. We go to a video. Shotzi Blackheart in the shop, and we hear the War Pigs rocking out. I'm wilding out. She's with Ember Moon and Rhea Ripley, who join her while she's working on something. Clanging and banging. They say, hey, Shotzi, we got you a little gift. The War Machine needs an engine. And then they kind of reveal it to her, kind of glowing like, oh, and she's like, oh my God, it's beautiful. So, kind of leading on that.
I quite enjoyed this. I thought
War Machine.
This sort of cinematic style, we've seen a bunch of this year. This worked for me. And I'm kind of excited to see what she comes out in. I guess they're calling it War Machine.
Yeah.
Not Eric and Ivar. I'm expecting, but my expectations are high now.
Well, yeah.
So I think it's going to be a big tank that the whole of Team Shotzi ride out on, and I'm excited. I want to know what this looks like.
I want to see this War Machine.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool.
I want to see it. Yeah, that sounds pretty great. And I hope her theme song is lit, but she's gonna come out to fucking War Pigs. They got to do it with the solo. When she comes out, the craziness, and she'll rock it out.
Will we get any live music on?
Yeah, Ozzy's Black Sabbath's coming back.
Yeah,
from maybe the dead. That's Ozzy's still alive.
Ozzy can still.
He died years ago.
Ozzy can still do it. Ozzy in the tank, riding Shotzi out.
Dude, don't get me. This is gonna be the best takeover
We're building this takeover up so much. We were so miserable at the beginning of the show, and now we're like, yeah, let's fucking go.
Oh God. I think I've told the story on a Patreon show, but it's when my uncle one time, this is years ago, I'm like a teenager, and he's like, hey, I'm thinking of taking like his son, my younger cousin, to this SmackDown show in Rochester or somewhere. Do you want to come? And I was like, I probably was like, started working or probably started dating. And I was like, I got more important things to go to than going to Rochester for a SmackDown. Sorry, uncle. Like, go take your my cousin. And then they messaged me and they're like, yo, Ozzy Osbourne's doing a free set at the SmackDown. I was like, for fuck, oh God. And I always regret not going to. I mean, it was still not good Ozzy, but like, fuck, never saw.
Ozzy's Ozzy. Come on.
I know. I want to see Ozzy live. I was happy seeing Joan Jett at WrestleMania a year or so back, but yeah, imagine Ozzy's coming out in the tank
with Shotzi,
with Sharon.
With Sharon as
then,
well.
Then I'm not digging it then.
Shotzi could fit into the Osbournes.
Yeah.
Reckon her and Kelly would be mates.
Old Kelly or like Kelly Osbourne? She's got a show too.
Old Kelly, yeah.
What's the kid's name? Jack,
and then there's another one who didn't want to be on the show.
I know we're going off on like all sorts of tangents, but like real quick, legit, like shoot, like actually, when I was a kid, I used to dream and speak like out loud, and my mom, like I'm not lying to you, would say I would do Ozzy's voice.
God.
And then I started doing like the other voices of the family.
Did you watch the show?
Not really. So I don't understand, and I don't do them good.
You're doing terrible Rummy accents.
She's like, what? She's like, were you watching the show when you go to sleep or something? I'm like, I don't really watch that show. Like I know like the clips, but like
you were possessed by Ozzy Osbourne.
She to this day like is dumbfounded by why I would do this.
That's weird.
Yeah, I don't know. I never, but
that's very weird.
Yeah, I don't sleep talk as much now as like an adult, but as a kid I did it a lot, and for some reason I would do it as Ozzy Osbourne. Just really love Ozzy. Fucking, if you watch WWE, you love AC/DC, Ozzy Osbourne, all this good stuff. Everyone criticizes AC/DC for WWE stuff.
Apparently, Poppy's got a Christmas song. I've not listened to it yet.
We gotta put that on.
A very poppy Christmas.
That'll get us in the Christmas mood.
Yeah.
Wow. Shout out Poppy. We get a video, a special look at the Undisputed Era, or as I call them now, the Reservoir Dogs, because they got this whole. All I needed was Little Green Bag.
So which one wouldn't tip?
Bobby. Yeah, sorry, but Bobby is that guy definitely on the head there. There's a recap of recent events in NXT with all of what's been going on with Undisputed Era and the Pat Pack, the brand. And yes, we see Undisputed Era in these nice suits in a limo. They're getting out of it with the slow motion, looking all Reservoir Dogs, looking cool. And they go to a restaurant, and it's a really busy restaurant, apparently, because there's just so much background noise.
So busy.
So much noise. I could barely hear. It's like AEW. You can't even hear what they're saying.
It was badly mixed.
Yeah, it was weird. They start talking, and they're relisting everything that's happened again, like their comeback. We got to remind ourselves who we are, says Adam Cole. We've had a hell of a year, highlighting Kyle O'Reilly and his match with Finn Balor, going the limit, just like what's happening and how we have to reclaim our position here, our spot. And then Bobby chimes in and says, that's enough. It's time to whoop someone's ass. So War Games, Undisputed Era are ready. They're the old era again, is what they're trying to say. They're still the unit. I was kind of like, I would have rather maybe like them in person, maybe another brawl or something, like maybe more of a promo. But it was all right once it got into it.
It was fine. It kind of felt just like some of these prime targets have been recently, where it's just a bit of more of a recap than going into any real depth. I know this wasn't a prime target, but
yeah.
I know just the last few takeovers the week before, they've kind of just done this where, hey, this is what this guy's been doing since joining NXT.
They need a doc.
Yeah. This was fine. They look cool in their suits. Yeah.
Little green.
Well, I'm just ready for the match, I think. I think that's the thing. There wasn't much more you could do with this. You had the big angle last week after the ladder match, so it's ready.
We go to Team Candice backstage. Candice says, look at my team. It's stacked. And it is. She says it's got unpredictability, resilience, and strength. And tonight, Raquel says, Shotzi is going to feel like she got ran over by a tank. And they all laugh like evil Bond villains. Austin Powers. Dr. Evil. We go to everyone's favorite wrestler, August Gray.
Yeah.
Shout out August Gray. He is going one-on-one against Cameron Grimes, who comes out with the sack, the burlap sack, essentially, because he's got the strap. Get the strap. And it's Grimes versus Gray, and there's Grimes who attacks him really early on. He hits him with a northern lariat, but beating him down with stomps. And then Gray fights back with like a sit-out jawbreaker, and then this like double rope jump, like high kind of cross body, taking Grimes out. But Grimes is getting a little flustered, but eventually blocks Gray's next step, and then hits him with this like spin-out side effect type move. Looks great, like one of his trainers, Matt Hardy. And then hits him with the cave-in, and Cameron Grimes pins August Gray.
Gray also hit the running, leaping neckbreaker that my guy does on the video game.
Oh,
yeah.
Is that the move? I don't know what that's called, but he did it.
Yeah, it looked good. This was a really quick match, but I thought what they did do impressed me, and I kind of actually wanted to see these guys just have a proper match. I thought they had some really nice transitions and moves. Obviously, Cameron Grimes had to go over strong going into TakeOver, and then just, beats the shit out of August.
So he beats up August after the match. August.
August.
Is this his real name? If it's his real name, I'm not making fun of him. My name's Braden. It sounds the worst. After the match, Cameron Grimes beats him up, and he says, you don't know what's going to happen to you. As he grabs the strap. Get the strap, Cameron Grimes does. He straps himself to August Gray, and he starts to beat him up. And then Gray rolls out of the ring, and then as Cameron's cutting a promo, he's pulling on the strap and saying, all you got to do is pull. And as he's pulling it, it's now strapped to Dexter Lumis, who scares the shit out of Cameron Grimes. Literally, he says, oh shit, as they try to censor it, and runs away, and reminding you that Sunday night is the strap match.
Strap matches can be good. I hated Dexter Lumis's first one against Roddy. I kind of want to see more of this side from Cameron Grimes. I kind of want to see Grimes go over and actually be really vicious with this strap, and moving forward have a bit more of an edge to him rather than just the comedic. Sure, you can do the comedy, but when you need to turn it on, think Kurt Angle. he'd do the comedy great, but then would be a violent
Kurt
wrestling
Angle.
machine when he needs to be.
Yeah.
And I think that's where I want Grimes to go. I worry that it's just going to be a lot of him running around.
We compare him to John Silver on AEW a lot because Silver's like the comedy guy, totally over the top at like 200% comedy. But then they're letting him actually wrestle and like show that your gimmick doesn't mean you can't like wrestle. Right?
And I
like,
think that's where with this gimmick with the strap, if we can actually see a bit more of a violent edge from him, because it has potential to be a pretty violent match.
Yeah.
With the lashes and all of that. I think it could really actually help Cameron Grimes moving forward and be taken a bit more seriously. But unfortunately, I kind of think we're just going to get a lot of him screaming, running around, trying to escape Dexter Lumis.
Going to the moon.
Yeah.
And all that stuff. Yeah, he whipped August Gray a little bit with the strap. Sounds weird, but I was into it. I'm not really looking forward to this match, but I kind of want to see... I want Grimes to win. And then kind of move into a different direction and feud with some other people and stuff. But maybe even I guess the Cruiserweight title's tied up as well. I don't know where you go with Grimes, though. Maybe this is where he's at right now.
North American, again. Like, if he can win this, he can go into that.
Yeah, but Johnny with the Rascals is going to be champion, so Grimes can't go up against these guys. That would be a good match. We've seen it once, but I would like to see it again. I'm sure they wrestled a bunch in PWG as well. We go to Jake Atlas with his lit theme song. I'm still not over why this guy has the best theme song going in NXT right now. Someone said it was from MLB The Show or something, but banger. And then he's fighting Tony Nese.
He's still there.
I didn't realize this guy was still in WWE for some reason. Tony Nese. Tony Nese? Da Vinci? Oh my God. Tony Nese versus Jake Atlas. I was so excited. 205 Live. You can listen to that free show. Patreon.com/upNXT. There's a free show called Shot in the Dark. John Cena talks all about 205, AEW Dark,
main event,
Ring of Honor, all that stuff. He knows everyone in 205 Live. And Tony Nese.
Yeah, I think it's just we seem to have in NXT either these over-the-top characters or just bland people with nothing to it. Like Jake Atlas and Tony Nese. Jake Atlas, I like both guys. Both are fantastic wrestlers, but there needs to be that middle ground for me. And I can't say when I saw these two in the ring, I was too excited about what was going to happen. That being said, there were some cool spots during this match.
Yeah, Jake Atlas versus Tony Nese. And they kind of go counter for counter. They know each other's moves, it seems, until Jake finally hits a cartwheel into a single leg drop kick and then a tope. But it's more of the... I like Jake Atlas. I think he's definitely a guy that in a few years can be in a bigger... Yeah, I see it. I see it with Jake Atlas. I see it. But I have a gripe, wrestling gripe. Tope Suicida, when it's the push one. I mentioned best match ever, Samoa Joe, we did last week. Samoa Joe is a guy who can do a tope suicida.
Oh, he does it with the forearm.
With the forearm. Yeah. Not the Seth Rollins pushing.
Push
so you push me over? Okay.
It's a really high risk move to just shove someone.
Why don't you just cross body them?
Yeah. Or just push them.
Just
slide under the ring and push him over.
Someone right now is like, that's your gripe? Like, it's a push. But actually...
Tope Suicida can look fantastic, but unfortunately it's become... a transition move. Everyone does a tope suicida now.
Yeah.
And yet you're right. We were talking on that Best Match Ever show about imagine having Samoa Joe diving through the ropes with his forearm towards you.
I think I said
terrifying.
It was like Godzilla, but it's Mothra because he's flying.
Right, exactly.
It's scary.
No, I agree with you. I think add a little bit more oomph on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, look, I'm not a wrestler, but a push, like you're already flying at the guy, you might as well land on him. Yeah. There's still safe ways to jump on him, right? Like, yeah, I'm just saying the push is...
Crack him in the jaw, go on.
Kill him. No, do it safely, please. But Jake Atlas still is great, but he needs to work on that tope suicida. There's then, of course, I thought when this match started, I was like, is this just going to be a match where we have Pat McAfee show up? I watch too much wrestling. Because that's exactly what happens. Because Pat McAfee cuts to picture-in-picture, but it's the Pat Pack showing up, and they're in a yellow NXT Hummer.
Yeah, looked kind of cool.
Yeah, it was really nice. That's their War Games tank, the Hummer.
Sure. Yeah, they could come out in this.
Yeah. So they're coming down to the ring, but the match still continues on because these guys are just here. They're not going to attack. They're just here. Nice gets some offense in with these like cravat knees to the chest kind of move. And then Atlas comes back with a clothesline, turning Nice inside out. There's a super kick by Nice. There's then like a flatliner shoulder breaker from Jake Atlas, who then hits the cartwheel DDT, and Atlas pins Tony Nice, which I have written Tony Atlas. But that's a whole different Tony. That's a different wrestler.
Yeah.
So
wasn't that our accountant's favorite wrestler? I think it was.
It was.
He was asking all about Tony Atlas.
Wow, true story. Our accountant was like, "You guys, what? You podcast about wrestling? Oh, yeah, I used to watch it." And we're like, "Oh, really? Like, who did you like?"
And have you ever thought about having a second cell phone?
Yeah, Patreon shows people know. Shout out our accountant.
Yeah, both these guys are great wrestlers. Just like nothing going, no build. We haven't seen Tony Nese for months. There was a really cool like spin kick. I think Jake had done some kind of like sunset flip roll through or something like that, and Tony Nese just like span with this kick to the face. I thought looked awesome. But yeah, this match was just there for me.
After the match, there's Mackenzie Mitchell ringside with Jake Atlas, and like is like, "Hey, what's going on with you?" He says, "I had to take a step back to take one big step forward. My whole life, bad things always happen to me. As soon as I want to give it up, I turn it around. I'm not standing here as Cruiserweight champion, but I'm going to pick myself up. And I just did that with a win. So this is just the beginning on my step to the Cruiserweight Championship." So he's saying, "Hey, I lost twice, but I'm going to get back up there."
So we'll probably beat Drew Gulak next week and go through Brian Kendrick, bring him back. He'll beat him.
Wow.
No, but yeah, this is just Jake Atlas kind of spelling out, right, I've been knocked down and I'm going to go on a bit of a winning streak now until I'm contender again.
If you get knocked down 9 times, you get up 10? Is that
yeah,
right? Yeah,
why not?
Like Cardi B, I think.
Sounds about right.
Yep. No, do the maths. Quick maths. The Pat Pack are here. Yeah. We have Pat McAfee come down with, I swear their music sounded like a Disturbed ripoff, like the band Disturbed. Wow. Maybe not that song, but yeah. Pat McAfee starts off already getting my attention. I'm already on the same page as Pat McAfee. "Shut up, Vic Joseph. You suck." I wouldn't necessarily say Vic Joseph sucks. I just want him to learn wrestling moves. That's all I want.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get into him later, but yeah, just he doesn't sell things for me.
Yeah, he does something later that makes us upset. Yeah. Pat McAfee says, "First of all, rest in peace, Pat Patterson." One Pat to another Pat. You also made dinner tonight, and
I made Pat Thai in respect of Pat Patterson.
He liked Pat Thai?
Oh, his name's Pat.
Yeah.
So I made Pat Thai.
Yeah. It was good. It was really good.
Yeah, thank you.
Pat McAfee says, "Respect is what I have for Pat McAfee. He was one of the best. Respect him." And it's a nice touch, especially because they share the same name. However, on the opposite end of the spectrum of respect, you have every wrestling fan at home. An Undisputed Era. You had your boys' night out with your rented tuxes, your wine out of the box. They're gooning. Low-level Paisan pizza place where they probably were embarrassed that Undisputed Era were eating there, so they probably sat you in the back alley or something. It's low level. And you guys were talking and reflecting. The nostalgia was running wild, brother. Well, this team is here to put an end to you. This team was put together with a lot of money." And then he just starts listing all the expensive things. "Remember that one guy, Ridge? He's not even here, and I gave him a car. Don't care." He's doing the Ric Flair, hey, I have money, and I used it. Didn't work out. I moved on. He continues saying, "I got him a Mercedes. Cool. We made more money than anyone here and anyone watching at home. Combined, I made more money than you. I got more money than you. I'm richer than you." He says, This is the greatest team standing in front of you. I got Oni Lorcan, and Danny Burch. And Danny Burch is doing his class. He's doing the money sign. Like, he's so, like, he's such a, like...
Oh, he's a Cockney.
Yeah,
he's a proper Cockney. I've got down Uncle Danny.
Yeah.
Teen Pete. Like, Pete's the teenager on his phone who doesn't want to talk to any of the family, isn't he?
He was rocking some, like, winter gear.
Yeah.
A hoodie, I think.
And then you got the fucking crazy cousin, Oni Lorcan, just pacing around the background.
Wanting to fight
Wanting
everyone,
a fix.
Yelling everything, yeah. Pete Dunne is the longest reigning champion, NXT UK champion. And then they start saying, like, Undisputed Era is not going to beat us. Hell no. And says, hey, you sitting at home in your mom's basement, we are the 3 baddest here, including me. We will run this business. So War Games, 2 rings, 2 cages, 2 teams, 1 brutal war. But the boys broke Undisputed Era's spirit. And this Sunday, we end the Undisputed Era. And that's not undisputed. That's a promise. We're the greatest. You all suck. Cheers.
I love Pat McAfee's promo. I think he's one of the best in the company. He's really good. But this, again, just feels like it's treading water. Both this and the UE segment. We've heard it all before. We've heard that they don't like Undisputed Era and that they're going to beat them and that they suck. It's... I don't know. I think... I don't want to compare, but I am. AEW have a way of every week their big matches adding a little wrinkle to it, adding another note that makes you more and more excited going into it.
Even though it's been announced for a little while.
Yeah, exactly. And maybe just the gang not there and just a one-on-one Adam Cole and Pat McAfee or something. I just didn't feel I got anything new from this. I've known this is going to be the match for 2-3 weeks now.
And they also glossed over last week with him, like, was it me? Oh, it was me.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, okay, well, you just didn't advance it properly.
It didn't advance at all.
You can't just go, hey, it's a War Games match.
I don't feel any more excited about this match now than I did a week ago or 2 weeks before that.
Yeah, I agree, because we got a video from Undisputed Era, and then this. And I'm like, oh, all right. Like, he let Pete talk, and Pete, like, was like, yeah, I'm going to beat you up. Like, it was... just didn't do anything for me, and I think Pat is fantastic. Pat is the best.
Your go home show. Your go home show. There we go. Should be for people on the fence about if you're not subscribed to the WWE Network, or you've got plans on Sunday but you're thinking about cancelling them to watch Takeover. Your go home show should be the thing that tips you over the edge and be like, I got to see it now. I got to see that match. Kingston Moxley, we'd already seen that match for free on TV, and each week that built and built. By that final segment between the two of them, when they were in each other's face and they were talking about Kingston's mum Ruthie and all that, it ended up being with a show that had the Bucks versus FTR on it. It ended up being the match being, I gotta see Moxley versus Kingston now,
right?
Which a month ago I can't even imagine saying. We're watching it regardless, but it's just
okay. Well, this
didn't advance at all.
Well, this is where this comes in, because they had last week a video of Finn Balor, and he basically was like, I'm sitting this one out, letting a wrestler used kitty litter in a promo. Let's all remember that. And
well, we knew we were doing Catwoman, Cats Dot Women.
So he's gonna start playing basketball. Finn basically said, but if you're reading between the lines, whoever wins War Games, maybe someone gets a shot in that regard.
Yeah,
I guess you could go that route. There was no mention. You're talking about little wrinkles. That would have been one in here. Pat could have said, I'm gonna pin you. I'm gonna do what I couldn't do, and I'm gonna pin you, Adam Cole. And when I do, I get a title shot, and we'll be really running this shit. Done. Cool. Oh, winner, whoever gets the pin gets the title shot. Cool.
Something.
Book it in 2 weeks and make a Wednesday night feel good. Cool. But you didn't do that.
No.
You just didn't. You just said, we beat you up. Remember when we beat you up? Because we beat you up. Remember that?
Yeah.
We did it. We beat you up. And we're the best. We beat you up. It's like, if you showed this to a non-wrestling fan, they'd be like, this guy's catchphrase is, you suck, I'm the greatest. Like, that's not really... to us it's funny because it's like
it works for him.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
It's
not like okay, well
you're going to one of the like kayfabe most violent matches in wrestling history,
and he's like Vic Joe's gonna
this blood feud.
It's like okay, well yeah, you could make it a little juicier. It's War Games, right? Like I want blood and guts, pardon the pun, but like just didn't hit. And again, Pat is literally better than fucking so many wrestlers on the mic. It's crazy because he clearly loves wrestling and he knows it, and he's great at this position. And we praised his match with Adam Cole, and I'm looking forward to seeing Pat do some crazy bumps. Can't wait for that double moon.
Oh, the double moon's going to be fantastic.
He's going to do a 630.
820.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that would look like, but
Backwards,
he's going to do it.
Double moonsault.
Yeah.
Something, it's just crazy. We have Team Candice backstage, and Raquel's getting pumped for her ladder match tonight against Shotzi, and then shadow boxes to Toni Storm's hand, who then sells it like death. And you thought Toni Storm was on drugs.
She was all jittery and looking all over the place.
It's the caffeine.
Yeah.
Or the water in Florida.
Right.
We get to the highlight. Winter is coming. Well, it's here. It's the Master. And Xia Li and Boa. We have a dark video. There's two. It's really, really dark again. But there's two like things of water with both. One has Xia in it, and the other has Boa. And there's candles lit all around, and there's a master watching, and he's like, again! And the subtitles say what he's saying, again and again and again! And they're like, it's like some water torture shit going on here.
Yeah, it's waterboarding.
They're like going under the water, holding their breath, practicing, getting their respiratory systems up to date, and he keeps yelling at them again, and it shows like, it has like the music dark, and the candles lit, and then it just keeps, they're saying, we can't do it anymore, and he keeps, again. And then it cuts to the Master who's looking on, but then it cuts to the hooded figure, the higher power here. With you see her like her nails out, and kind of you can see her eyes, and then it does like a classic like slicing animation where you see just her eye, and then disappears to black again.
Yeah, still holding my interest here. It seems like Xia and Boa are going through this really tough training because Xia kept losing. So it's now she's got to join the League of Shadows and go through all this to come back.
Xia Li begins. Boa begins.
Boa begins. Whether, I think, whether it be at the takeover or next week, we need to now move forward a bit more with it. But yeah, it's still got my interest. And I hope after all this, Xia Li is just this absolute killer in the women's division, because whatever's happened with the Shifu and this woman and this training and the torture and all that, it's gonna all come into place, and she's gonna go for Rio.
Whoa!
I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, still got my interest. I thought it was shot great, looked great.
Looks cool. Yeah.
I think Xia especially is a really good actress.
No idea what's going on,
and I'm okay with it.
Drown yourself in front of me. Drink all this water.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what they're doing. Drink. Stay hydrated.
I think it's just like intense training, right?
It's training. It's training. I don't. Yeah. It's definitely some scary, some interesting stuff.
Love it.
Highlight of the week.
It is
every week. This story can continue on for the rest of the year without a reveal. But we need. I was said maybe War Games, but I don't think so. I think maybe next week or in the coming.
You
weeks.
either do it at the end of the women's match if it's going to be a big angle, whether to debut the woman.
Yeah.
Or I do next week. Maybe not the reveal yet, but it needs to make a big step forward next. But I'm perfectly fine with the pace it's been going. It's held my interest every week.
You know what else keeps my interest? Ever Rise.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Ever Rise, the hottest tag team in NXT, they come down, and they have the opportunity to face the newly returned team of the Grizzled Young Vets with Zach Gibson and James Drake. But as Ever Rise are waiting in the ring, and Zach Gibson and James Drake come out with great,
they've got football scarves on.
I was about to say footy scarves.
Yeah.
I was going to ask if I did it right.
In Liverpool colours.
Yeah.
Yep.
Coming out with, they look nice. I got to get one of these. If you grew your hair out like James Drake, we could be this team.
Yeah, wait, next Halloween.
Yeah, use my
Grizzled Young Vets.
Use my hangman wig.
I'll wear your hangman wig and a fake nose ring, and you'll just take your hat off.
Yeah, it'd be great. my guy in 2K
Is that good?
just accidentally looks exactly like him. The gear isn't the same, but and Everrise in the ring though are gonna face these guys, but they're taken out from behind by Imperium. Yeah, remember them? Marcel Bartel and Fabian Eichner. They attack and toss Everrise, and they grab a mic. And Bartel...
these bumps Everrise took were pretty good. Like, thrown over the barricade taking flat back bumps on the floor. Looked pretty cool.
Eichner does this crazy back suplex, like, in his wrestling matches. But he does it where he just drops one of the guys, like, over the barricade.
It looked great.
Yeah. They take Everrise out, and Bartel says, "You guys are back? Well, we're back too," basically. We're putting teams back in their position, mentioning how they lost the titles to Fandango and Tyler Breeze. Never forget. So we'll put teams back in their position, and we'll put you two in your place. So James Drake and Zach Gibson are like, yeah, we'll fucking fight you. So that team, Imperium versus Grizzled Young Veterans, it's like NXT UK.
It is.
Yeah.
It is exactly NXT UK.
So it's Imperium who have the beat down on Drake early on, having the advantage, tagging in and out. Again, great back suplexes. Eichner is running the show and gives like basically the attitude adjustment to Zach Gibson here at one point. John Cena's not around anymore. He can't tell people not to do the move. And Eichner eventually gets thrown to the outside. They go to commercial break, but when we come back, there's more back suplexes, a drop kick. Gibson gets like a drop kick and then the like air raid crash from Bartel. But I love the running drive-by double drop kick Imperium does when you're like tied up upside down. It's pretty cool. But he kicks out. Gibson fights back with a throat chop after getting a butterfly suplex. There's then a spinebuster PK combo. There's a moonsault miss when he gets the knees up, and then Bartel. This is crazy. Honestly, the highlight of this show. You've seen this spot before, and the spot I'm talking about is Fabian Eichner is in the ring, and then it's Bartel who throws he launches a guy at Eichner, and Eichner catches the guy in midair in the suplex, standing suplex position. Here, it's Eichner catching him, but like dropping him at one point.
So it's this time. Sorry, was it to Drake?
I think so.
Yeah, he's going for a move off the top, and Barcel, instead of normally just like having him up and throwing him, shoves him off, but he almost falls to the mat.
He slips and almost drops him.
But he just deadlifts him for it. The botch, if you want to call it that, made it look even more impressive. How Fabian Eichner could deadlift this guy right up to the brainbuster, and that's where it's like, man, I miss Moro. Because this wasn't sold at all. It was just, impressive strength there from Fabian Eichner. This spot was insane.
Yeah.
Why can't we have Moro and Snoop commentating?
That's exactly
NXT?
what I was just about to say. I was going to say, get rid of Vic Joseph, get Snoop Dogg in here. He knows his shit.
Wade, Moro. There we go.
Wow. Yeah. I watched the Tyson fight.
I did too.
If you want to call it a fight. It was very entertaining. As someone who we're late 20s, early 30s, being able to watch Tyson live in quote-unquote fight was just something I had to do. It's something that very interested me.
Yeah.
Watching combat sports all my life. So was super entertained, but But Snoop Dogg and Morrow stole the show.
They were fantastic. I actually really enjoyed that main event fight. I thought you could still see, obviously they're both older, but you could still see
Tyson.
They've got something in them,
those
especially Tyson.
When he missed a bunch of those swings, I was like, "Oh my god, if you hit that though!"
I don't know if you saw Ethan Page's tweet.
No.
He goes, "I think Triller is my new favorite pro wrestling promotion." I was like, "Yeah." It felt so like pro wrestling the whole
really
show. It was ridiculous, but I loved it. I had a great evening watching it.
I liked Iron Sheik's tweet better. Hulk Hogan, let's do what they did.
They've been working it for years. Why not?
I don't think that's
Why
happening.
not?
Book it.
Book it.
Obviously, we're gonna get Tyson versus Jericho. Now this is done.
I just loved how fresh Tyson seemed after, and he wanted to go again.
Yeah, it was basically like two guys in their 50s hugging. But it was fun to watch. But Mauro Ranallo, I realized, there are people who criticized him in WWE NXT and stuff like that. But wow, he's so
I just feel whether it's Mauro
gets me hype,
or
man.
like JR in his prime or whatever, you need someone on those big moments to escalate it. I don't mind Tom Phillips. Michael Cole occasionally can go there and when he needs to, he can be pretty good, I think. But a spot like this deadlift catching brainbuster thing, it needs more than impressive strength there. You need to just lose your shit for a second.
I agree.
Because then it gets the crowd going, oh!
Yeah, I agree.
Especially with this time where we've got lack of crowd and piped in noise and stuff. You need to push it harder. That's why I enjoyed in those New Japan, especially the empty arena ones. I preferred watching it in Japanese rather than
Me too.
Kevin Kelly on his own, because they kind of filled in for that crowd sound.
I just watched Hiromu versus Robbie Eagles.
Oh, I still need to watch it. I've heard good things.
I watched it with Japanese commentary because the English. I watched some in Japanese as well, and it was pretty good. It's still New Japan is still weird with this crowd.
It is weird,
know.
yeah.
It's weird, but then we watch this WWE or American wrestling, and it's got like piped in noises and stuff. So it's, one day we'll be able to go to a show or a Mike Tyson fight.
Yeah,
One day,
all of it.
Yeah, I want to go to Vegas and watch a Tyson fight.
Go with zombies.
There's gonna be zombies.
Pfizer. What's it called?
The vaccine.
Yeah.
You're not going to get the vaccine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry. No, I thought we decided at the beginning before we decided the Rascals are Ghostface. I thought we decided we're having the vaccine and turning into zombies.
If you have the vaccine and it goes
Was this
wrong.
on air or not? I don't even know anymore. Just been stuck in this basement for so long. Let's get back to the match.
Wow, we went off on one here. Obviously, our minds wandered to something else, but going full circle back around, Fabian Eichner catching James Drake in midair was
that's it.
reminded me of Mike Tyson there.
There we go.
Praise
there we
right
go.
There. That is high praise. We did go to commercial break, so that's when we should have talked about Mike Tyson. When we come back, it's this brain buster thing that he caught him with. That's what he hits him with. I already mentioned the break. Gibson is in and goes on his hands and knees, and then Drake eventually does get up and jumps off Gibson. It's kind of like the Hardy Boys poetry in motion type thing here, sending Eichner out of there. But then when this match seemed to kind of get into full gear, I kind of had high expectations for this match when I realized this was what was happening. But as it finally was getting to a gear that was enjoyable, Everrise return, attack both teams on the outside, and it's a double DQ. The match is completely thrown out. Everrise with the sneak attack, then run away.
Yeah, I was with you. I actually really got into this match. I was really enjoying it, but then it got typical WWE where we can't afford any of the Imperium can't lose. We can't have Imperium lose with Grizzled Young Vets. Come on, just Grizzled Young Vets. They've just come back. Give them the win. Do this post-match angle after the match. It's so frustrating because this match was getting good and I enjoyed it. And I've got no problem with Everrise being part of this feud. I think both could be quite entertaining heels. They just got faces that you don't like.
These are all heels.
Yeah, I feel like Grizzled Young Vets are gonna be heelish baby faces.
James Drake has his face on his ass. Looks like Charles Manson, but it looks like him. That's a heel, right?
I don't see their act particularly changing much, but I see them being the fan favorites of this thing. But yeah, just why can't we just have a fucking someone win?
Can we just have matches, good matches?
Yeah.
This realistically should have been a banger.
Yeah.
People were like, "Oh, did you see that sleep tag match? That's what should have happened." And I can't. Other than that crazy spot from Eichner, that spot is crazy. I'm sure they'll be found on Twitter and stuff because it looks insane. Of catching a guy like that, he is a beast. That guy's a beast, and that was the highlight.
What I would say is the tag division's been weak for a while, and I like to see that they're trying to replenish it. Everrise have been around for a while, so it's going to take a bit of time to kind of take them as a serious threat. But I like that they're putting the effort in to do that. And now we've got 3 teams here who are contenders once War Games is over, and that is a positive out of it.
Yeah, there's the tag team division's getting hyped up here. We got Everrise, we got Fandango, Tyler Breeze, we got the Grizzled Young Vets, we got Imperium, got the Rascals.
Yeah,
we're gonna be fine.
Yeah, we'll be good.
We just need to have some actual matches.
Yes.
But Everrise, during the break afterwards, they come back and they show them rushing, getting into their car, no shirts on. As I drop my phone, no shirts on, and they go, Everrise rules. That's what happened. O'Doyle rules. They say, they got a taste. How do you like that? And they drive off.
I love that they're running away in their gear. In
Full
their
gear.
car.
Full gear, running away. Because they didn't have time.
Can you imagine you're on like the highway and you turn around and see the car next to you and it's just
Shirtless man.
two topless guys in spandex?
Yeah.
It's Florida. You've probably seen.
Yeah, you've probably seen a lot worse.
weirder.
Probably seen a lot worse,
Yeah.
but yeah, it looked funny.
Yeah.
Them just running away.
It was.
These guys are growing on me simply because we've been making fun of them for a while. But
Yeah.
they
I
know
think-
how to wrestle.
Yeah, I think they're going to be pretty entertaining in this heel role, to be honest.
Let them run with this. Yeah, I think they can do a good job. The bootleg Young Bucks,
Yes.
as some people call them. But I think they can go far with their annoying faces, and I mean that in the best way possible. Hey, it's Timothy Thatcher, who looks like he's about to lead a band or an orchestra or like some sort of marching band. He's got a marching band stick.
Oh yeah, he does. Yeah,
It's a weight stick.
doing his weights. Yeah,
But he looked like he was like
he was going to lead. Yeah,
looked
marching
like
band.
Frosty the Snowman leading the
Spin it around.
I can do that, you know.
Can you?
I can do the Riddler thing.
Like Shane McMahon with the can-do stick?
Yeah, I can do it. I can do better than him.
No.
Yeah.
No one can do better than Shane McMahon.
Yeah, it's true.
No,
You're right.
Come on.
Timothy Thatcher comes down, and he's got another Thatch can School of Thatch ass. Thatch. He's got a T-shirt now, and it looks like it says Thatch ass on it, which is funny. I love WWE shirts. They're so shit. How?
I didn't mind this one actually because
It looks like the PC one.
it was made to look exactly like the Performance Center shirt, so I think it kind of works. He's got his School of Thatcher's Thatch can. The logo looked like classic wrestling and stuff. Yeah, I didn't mind it. Thatch ass.
Thatch ass. I'm gonna get one that says fat ass.
Yeah.
It's gonna look like Thatcher. His shirt. So Thatcher says he's got a lesson today. And standing behind him is a guy wearing the shirt as well, and it's one of the new guys signed. I think Russ Taylor was his name. And Thatcher says today we're gonna learn.
Chatting to Malcolm Bivens in the background.
Yeah, earlier. Yeah. We have Thatcher who says today we're gonna learn about distractions. Here in WWE, a lot of people lose matches via distractions. Whether it's music playing, the lights going out, someone up on the apron, or someone sitting on a chair ringside. Obviously, referencing Ciampa. But I loved that, considering that is such a fucking like trope in WWE, especially WWE. Like, holy shit, is it ever?
Realistically, it should be something like kayfabe.
Yeah.
You're taught about. Hey, if someone's music plays, just ignore it. Just continue
Yeah.
the match.
Keep fighting, because
Keep
like
fighting.
just because they're
the
music.
referee's there. If they interfere, they'll be DQ'd. It's all
Yeah.
good.
So we're gonna learn. We're gonna show you with my student, and as he turns to this guy Russ, Ciampa is now standing there, and he's kind of taken aback. He's like, "Whoa, Ciampa," and he says, "I'm here to not be a student. I'm not here to learn. I'm here to teach." So he's saying, "I'm going to teach you some School of Hard Knocks here." And Thatcher again is like, and he tries to like walk off, and then it's like, "Look, I don't want to do this." And Ciampa says, "Oh, that's funny. You're such a disappointment." And Thatcher's like, "Look, Tomasa, I don't want any trouble. I don't want any trouble. I don't want any trouble. Jackie Chan, no trouble." But then goes to take him down, and Ciampa like scouts it and beats down on him. And then as Ciampa kind of gets the offense here, it's the student behind him, Russ, who attacks Ciampa. He now saves his mean teacher here, and it allows Thatcher to gain the offense and lock in the like neck guillotine, the gravat, not the cravat, the gravat as Wade calls it, and he's like cranks on the neck. Obviously the neck history with Ciampa, and then just lays him out there as Thatch Can's class has come to an end.
Yeah, I kind of like the end here. It put over this move really well, which going into, obviously, this match is, they've announced it now, it's happening at TakeOver, especially with, as you mentioned, Ciampa's neck history. I think it's kind of cool that Thatcher's been winning in a variety of different ways and submissions and stuff. So now it feels that this is perhaps his finisher that he's debuting, and looked effective. It put Ciampa right out. And is this the fastest debut from...
Signed today,
on TV tonight?
I mean, like, officially signed, meaning they sent out the thing. But,
for sure,
but yeah, legit. Like, he's already on TV.
Yeah, and as you said, I kind of liked poking fun at the tropes of distractions, and funnily enough, as you were saying that, I was distracted, so I jumped ahead and talked about Malcolm Bivens. But
yeah, that happens after this. Yeah, definitely. I liked the fact that it was him talking, and he kind of doesn't notice that Ciampa stepped in.
Yeah,
and it was like, oh, I'm here to help with demonstrations, and he's kind of like, oh, he's shook. I liked that, but I also like when he's like, no trouble, and then like goes for him.
I've not been crazy about the story, but I am excited for the match.
Yeah,
it's
me
actually probably the match I'm most looking forward to.
It
at
should
the
be
weekend.
It should be good.
I think it should be really good.
Yeah, I think so too. That's definitely a match. I'm like, oh, that could be the sleeper hit. Besides, there's two war games, epics. Like, they're so long. This is just gonna be a normal singles match. No stip. That's what I want to see. They announce this Sunday for like the pre-show panel. Sam Roberts and some other people, but they weren't important because Ariel Helwani is going to be there.
Yeah.
That means
that's pretty cool.
We're one step closer to getting him on a best match ever.
Is that what it means?
Maybe.
Right.
I'll talk to John.
Okay. Let's do it. Book it.
He'd pick some MMA ones for sure.
I think I'm going to hit up Eric because, as I said, we've got our best and worst of coming up.
Yeah.
I've been checking out the books. I'm going to talk to Eric Marquardt and be like, what fights do I need to rewatch from the year?
Fights? Like UFC fights?
Again, I want to have an option this year.
Mike Tyson.
Yes. I mean, that's probably leading right now.
Or that YouTube guy who knocked out the other guy who's asleep still.
Yes. The memes are fantastic.
So we then have Thatcher backstage, and he's talking about his student taking the initiative, and in the background, it looks like it was Russ talking to Malcolm Bivens, who maybe have some cahoots going on.
We need Malcolm Bivens back. He, especially some of these talent. We're saying about how bland some of these people seem. I've no idea what's going on with Indashir. I don't know if they're are they back in India maybe because of the pandemic, or did they just fuck up when they spoiled the Keith Lee win? And because we haven't seen them since then. But Malcolm Bivens is a talented manager.
He's being wasted right now.
He is being wasted. So just this Easter egg of a sighting, like, it wasn't even in focus. It was blurred in the background.
Yeah.
Quite a nice little touch if they are going to go somewhere with it. I'd like to see him recruit a few people.
It's like the Stone brand, the Boa brand,
the Bivens brand.
It's all the brands. For the brand.
The Gargano brand.
The Johnny and the Rascals.
Johnny and the Rascals. Do we need to change the title of the show?
Not yet.
Wait till
they
debut. Wait till it happens.
Next week when they say Johnny and the Rascals because they're listening to us. Remember when we talked about a 4-way Iron Man match? Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, long time ago.
I'm still waiting for that Hell in a Cell match.
we say things and they go, it's not a bad.
Yeah.
Hey Paul, we have this idea. These guys want the Rascals to show up in the Ghostface mask. Watch, it's gonna happen. Main event time. Another ladder match. Last week we had Kyle and Pete kill each other with all sorts of crazy submission moves within the ladder, and it was a good match. It was a good main event for the War Games advantage. Pete Dunne and Pat McAfee's team got it. Obviously, heels getting advantage kind of makes sense in a War Games scenario. But tonight, Raquel Gonzalez, Shotzi Blackheart, ladder match. Same rules apply. Winning team gets the advantage in War Games this Sunday. Raquel beats on Shotzi early on, gets her in this like Canadian backbreaker style move here, and then Shotzi just takes this like bump off the apron to the outside. Looks like just falls off the apron. Shotzi somehow gets back up, kicks the ladder into Raquel's face, kind of, and then Raquel is now somehow getting the advantage on Shotzi. They're fighting around the ring near like the commentary and like the plexiglass walls and stuff. And it's Raquel who kind of goes to launch Shotzi at the fence wall plastic thing, but Shotzi clings onto it and then delivers a coffin drop off the wall onto Raquel. This looked great. And what was even cooler was Wade Barrett called it a coffin drop.
Yeah, so is that just the name of this move?
I don't think you can call it anything else.
Yeah.
It looks literally like a coffin. Obviously, Darby Allin, like making this move famous. I think this move has. We talk about Darby on upNXT about how like maybe we don't get it, but kids kind of like maybe we liked Jeff Hardy when we were younger, but when we grew up, we're like, he's all right, he's good. But the coffin drop has become like a non-wrestling fans know it now.
Right.
It's you make a coffin and you fall onto someone.
Yeah.
You can do it when you're wrestling someone in bed, or you know what I mean. Like you just drop backwards on someone. You can do it in a pool. It's really easy to do, and it fits Shotzi because she's all like coffin
gothy and stuff. Yeah,
she's great. Oh, she's great. But it makes sense. What else would you call that move?
Yeah, I kind of like. I don't like that we're kind of getting into that point with wrestling where every move has 1,000 different names. Kind of everyone renames their move. Like, how many different names for the Crossroads have we got?
Reckoning.
Yeah.
Crossroads. Roll the dice. Swinging neck breaker. There's probably some other ones.
Yeah, and just think kind of when Punk took Go to Sleep, he didn't call it the Punk punt or whatever, did he? He called it Go to Sleep, and I kind of like that. If you create a move and you name a move, it keeps that name and goes throughout wrestling as that. So I'm cool with this being the coffin drop.
The coffin drop.
Yeah.
Send all the royalties.
We're going
Darby.
on tangents today, but
Yeah,
I'm about it. I'm about it.
It's okay. Shotzi hits the coffin drop, and then they go to commercial, and it's picture-in-picture. They're still brawling around with ladders, trying to grab the briefcase contract, the advantage. When we come back, it's Raquel and Shotzi climbing the ladder, and they kind of both fall off it at the same time. I definitely been high up on both of these two lately, but I can say this was kind of falling apart in a lot of spots. There is a spot where Shotzi gets the ladder in the corner, hits this wicked cannonball, like bending Raquel backwards almost. Look nasty. But then there's like spots where they're like, just like it felt delayed.
Oh, sorry, the cannonball to the back.
Yeah,
it looked nasty.
That was pretty insane. But then like there's just some weird spots that I just didn't quite know what was going on. Watching it, I was just confused at like who was supposed to take the bump there and what was supposed to happen there. And
yeah, there was like I think Shotzi went for a seated senton, kind of like Rey Mysterio would do, but kind of hit Raquel on the hips.
Who like catches her with like a Batista bomb or something? I'm not sure what was going on.
Yeah, get to the finish and then we'll kind of break it down a bit more.
So it's those two fighting, and after that spot to the outside, Vic Joseph says it's pandemonium because somehow Team Candice learned how to sneak through the bars of their thing.
Indy ran out and set up a ladder to get them off the perch.
Them.
Yeah.
That Indy, they escape. They could just crawl through it. Have you not?
No, it's high. They needed the ladder to climb down.
Okay. All right. Well, Indy saves Candice's team. They come down, and it's Shotzi trying to stop this, and she roundhouse kicks to Indy, but then Raquel knocks her down. So now all the team people are fighting, blocking each other on the outside, and Raquel's in the ring, but it's Candice and Toni Storm. They're all ringside, and we have I think Rhea Ripley and Ember Moon who are there. They're fighting. Everyone's fighting. Vic says it's pandemonium, but Raquel's in the ring. Starts to climb the ladder, and we have the reveal of our member of Team Shotzi as Io Shirai shows up with a springboard like a cat flying onto the back of Raquel, takes her down off the ladder, takes her out, and then everyone's brawling onto the outside. She hits this crazy moonsault to everyone, which allows Shotzi to go into the ring, climb the ladder, and grab War Games advantage. And revealing her team, Io Shirai, Rhea Ripley, Ember Moon, Shotzi.
This wasn't good, unfortunately. I'm a big fan of Shotzi Blackheart, and I've really enjoyed Raquel Gonzalez since she's kind of debuted with Dakota, but this wasn't good. Both look lost a few times. There were a couple of spots that just didn't go as planned and looked sloppy, and every time it kind of looked like they were going, what do we do next? And would kind of walk around, they'd pick up a ladder and drop it. They were like us playing 2K at times.
With your wanky controllers.
With my wanky controllers, wow. Unfortunately this wasn't good. There were some cool looking spots like that cannonball to the back, but also they were kind of had me worried too. Ladder match isn't a stipulation that you should just throw to anyone. When you look at the women who are going to be in this War Games match, like you should have had Candice in there, and maybe even Io. I know they hadn't announced Io, and that was kind of the big thing to kind of progress it, but you can't just throw a ladder match for anyone to do and expect it to be okay. It's not like wrestling a regular match. They're dangerous, and I thought both women looked out of their depth here.
It was so strange because these two are... I feel like these two are pretty good wrestlers. Both Shotzi and Raquel. And I know like Raquel maybe is more greener than Shotzi, but like in the past little while, I thought her match with Rhea Ripley was pretty good.
She's been good.
She's improving. Like it's been working for her, and she keeps getting better. And the same goes for Shotzi. And I kind of was like, what's happened in this match? It was so lost.
I think you've got to put some of it on Shotzi as well. We've said it before. I feel she gets overexcited in some of these matches, and she has an unorthodox style. She has a very Jeff Hardy-esque style. It doesn't seem particularly...
We love Jeff Hardy today.
She doesn't seem particularly coached. It seems like kind of backyard wrestling, and it suits her. It suits her look. She looks like she should be rough around the edges, and Raquel's job here is to be the base. She's the bigger one who should be catching Shotzi and taking all these bumps, but something was off, and none of these spots looked particularly good, and I just thought both looked lost out there.
Yeah, no, I like these two, and I got to see the coffin drop. I really liked that spot. It made me pop, but then I was like, what's happening? And I don't know. I know there's a better match in there between these two. And it leads to the War Games match, and I think the War Games matches will be good. It's just like both matches, the stakes, there's none. It's just kind of there.
I really just worry, like I can see a Shotzi injury happening, like at any moment. You know, the way she works, and I love her. I think she's fantastic. She's got such a great personality, such a great look, and is entertaining to watch. But I do worry watching her, and unfortunately, this last week's ladder match really made the show. Unfortunately, this didn't help things at all. This was very weak, and the kind of moonsault from Io looked great. The whole, like, Io was the star of the match, right? The kind of springboard, as you said, cat-like, climbing up the ladder. The moonsault, as always, fantastic. But no real big surprise either that it's Io joining the team.
Yeah, we figured as much.
But the babyface start the match.
Good, because Candice is like
so
evil.
Which one's turning?
Oh, no. Oh, no. Who's it going to be? There's already Tony who
Rhea.
turned. Rhea again, who wants like Io?
Now it's a full heel.
I don't want no more turns, please.
No, I know, but
yeah.
It kind of seems that with the baby faces starting,
don't want
or we have a debut to help the heels out.
Karen Q. Xia Li.
Yeah.
The new and improved League of Shadows, Xia Li. I this episode was just kind of there for me, and I feel like I've been saying a lot of this the past few weeks. At least this NXT used to be, they tape a bunch in bulk that leads up to the takeover, and then they do the takeover. Whereas now they do this thing live, or sometimes not live, but it just felt like this lead up of weeks and weeks to build to this takeover was like copy paste of like just a bunch of different shit. We had the Pat McAfee group scouted from time that like this is just going to be a throwaway team that's set up for a War Games match for no reason really, and they still didn't give us really a reason. No. We're the best 4-man group. Okay, great. I just don't think the steam is rolling into this takeover. It doesn't really move the meter here. The best thing, thing I'm looking forward to now is it's something that might not even actually happen.
Yeah.
Isn't that wild? The matches will be good, and I know we're being super negative. The War Games matches, we threw one of them on the other day. It's like they're really fun to watch, but like, yeah, like they'll be great, but like cool.
I thought it was a bad show.
Yeah.
I thought it was less than being just there. I thought it was bad.
The main event
the main event was bad. The only decent match was the tag match, which ended like wonky.
This is one of the worst ones in a long time. Yeah.
I like the Pat Patterson tribute video. You know, it's there. I'm looking through my notes again. There wasn't anything good. There wasn't anything that made me excited about the weekend. And it's a takeover, and I'm going to enjoy it, and I'm going to be excited once it's on. But this wasn't good. This wasn't a good show.
Well, we will be doing Takeover War Games this Sunday.
Yeah, if you want to hear our cheery voices talk even more about NXT. Look, I don't want to feel like this. I love NXT. It's my show, you know? Like we do a show where we go back to 2012, 13 and we're watching all of NXT.
We just had the debut of
Pac. We bleed black and gold. Yeah. But we want better, and unfortunately this wasn't it this week, and I'm sure the takeover's going to be good. You look on paper. Shall we do feedback first or predictions?
Yeah.
Shall we roll through predictions quick?
Let's go through some predictions. Yeah. Okay.
So we've got Timothy Thatcher versus Tommaso Ciampa.
Yeah, unfortunately Ciampa's in this weird position where it's like he's just there to kind of help get other guys over because they didn't move him up. It's like the story you had here is done unless they put him back in the title picture or something. I feel like a Finn versus Ciampa match is something I could go for at a takeover. So I kind of need Ciampa to win here, but I feel like Thatcher lost to Finn last time he had a takeover. So you kind of need Rust there to maybe screw Ciampa over or something. But this feud can continue for TV. But it makes sense that Thatcher goes over. But I selfishly want Ciampa to. I'm stuck. I'm torn.
I agree. I think Thatcher should go over. But as you say, it's just you then scratch your head. What do we do with someone with the talent of Tommaso Ciampa moving forwards? Dexter Lumis versus Cameron Grimes in a strap match.
Cameron Grimes. But you know who really wins? Everyone.
I really want Cameron Grimes to win. And even though he's the heel in this, it's Dexter Lumis who's been bullying him, right?
It's mean,
like Cameron Grimes should win this.
Cameron Grimes is just trying to go to the moon, and this guy keeps stopping him.
You know what? My heart's saying Cameron Grimes, my head's saying Dexter Lumis, so I'm going to go with Dexter Lumis.
You should never listen to your head.
We have a triple threat match for the NXT North American Championship. Leon Ruff defending against Johnny Gargano and Damian Priest.
Johnny and the Rascals, baby.
Johnny and the Rascals?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to go the same. I feel TakeOver's the only place where you can really reveal who these ghost faces are.
And he made it very apparent that's what's happening. I got these two in my pocket.
Yes.
So
You can't keep having Ghostface going through December towards Christmas season. Halloween's over. Let's see who it is. Let's reveal the Rascals, and if you're gonna do that, Johnny Gargano has to win. So Gargano retains, and
because he's fucking Johnny Gargano.
He's Johnny Wrestling.
Let's go. Yeah.
We have the men's War Games match. The Undisputed Era, Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, and Bobby Fish versus, as we call them, the Pat Pack, Pat McAfee, Pete Dunne, Danny Burch, and Oney Lorcan.
Pat McAfee's taking a crazy bump earlier in the match so he doesn't have to do other things in the match, and then comes back to maybe take another crazy bump. I want to see Pat do a Canadian Destroyer.
Yeah.
That's probably, like, they're going to do some cool, crazy stuff, but I see Undisputed Era ultimately winning this match.
I think so as well. I could even see this being, I feel I say this most pay-per-views, but I can see this being towards the end of Undisputed Era's run in NXT. And I feel, even though this is their match, they've lost a bunch of them. They do need a W in War Games.
So you're saying, in true War Games fashion, Undisputed Era's, one of them's going to turn on them. Kyle's turning on them.
I do want to see Kyle stay and the rest move up.
Yeah.
Kyle can join them down the line, but I think Kyle has a singles run in NXT. And we have the women's War Games match. Team Shotzi, consisting of Shotzi Blackheart, Ember Moon, Rhea Ripley, and Io Shirai, versus Team Candice, Candice LeRae, Dakota Kai, Raquel Gonzalez, and Toni Storm.
I'm going with Team Shotzi. She's got the War Machine. She's gonna bring it out, and it's gonna be. There's gonna be some crazy shit in this match. We're talking about Shotzi probably doing some crazy stuff. Team Shotzi wins.
The babyfaces won last year in the women's match, so I see it this time round being. If I think Undisputed Era is winning the men's, I'm gonna go Team Candice to win this.
What are the stakes?
But what does it matter?
Yeah, if someone pins Io, then they get it. If that's the case, Candice should pin Io.
Yeah,
because then you can continue that and build to that. But
or Tony. Do you go Tony Io? That's a rematch from the Mae Young Classic. Tony's just done the turn. You could build up that. That feels relatively fresh. You've got history you can build on. Yeah, Tony Storm pins Io
with a Storm Zero off the top of the cage.
Yeah, through 6 tables.
Yeah, crazy. War Games.
Yes,
War Games. Wow.
So that's what we thought. Let's go to forum.postwrestling.com to see what you thought, if any of you happened to watch NXT tonight.
Yeah, go for it.
We'll start with mystery. Heya, not going to leave too much here tonight. You always start with that mystery. Shotzi winning the War Games advantage was unexpected but welcome. I sort of expected the mysterious 4th member of Shotzi's team, who ended up being Io, which wasn't a surprise considering Candice and friends laid her out last week to help her win. Just a reminder that predictable does not always equal bad, otherwise an average episode of NXT. Prediction for War Games. Ciampa, Loomis, Undisputed Era, Team Shotzi, Gargano, but he loses it like 2 weeks later to continue the curse. I don't think he's breaking it while he's a heel.
Wow.
Question of the week. If you guys get a hold of it, are you guys going to listen to Kairi's new podcast? She announced she plans on doing one soon. First episode is on Saturday and will be in English and Japanese, but it will be live streamed, and the episode will be uploaded on the 19th for others to download and watch/listen to. Sure. Yeah, I'll give it a go. I like listening to podcasts on long walks, and if I can go on a long walk with Kairi, why not?
Very nice. Chris from Pennsylvania. Hey, no one's topping that. Chris from Pennsylvania says, hey, fellas. I just wanted to leave some quick feedback since I won't be able to join the live stream. I'm really impressed with what NXT has done with Shotzi. She's on a War Games team with 3 former women's champions and feels like just as big of a star. I would not complain if they spin off a story between Shotzi and Io after this Sunday and have Shotzi eventually take the title off Io. Question, I see you guys are doing a best of 2020 show on the Patreon. Will the entire show just be a recap of Xia Li, Boa storyline? Well, I guess we can do some more quick housekeeping. The Patreon will have a 2-part best match ever of all things wrestling, the best matches, everything, New Japan, NXT, all that stuff. But we will be doing a free best and worst of NXT. Stay tuned for some more details.
We will be, and that'll check out free. Probably at the weekend on our Patreon, I'll be releasing a short list. So 25 matches that you can all vote on. We did this last year. It's collaborative, so it's our picks plus your picks to formulate our top 10. So if you are a patron, this will be available to all cruiserweights, North Americans, and world champions. You can cast your votes very, very soon, so keep an eye out for that. And finally, we go to Crooked Letter 9. Tonight's go-home show did its job pushing forward to War Games. Grizzled Young Vets and Imperium had a cracking match. Jake Atlas got to shine against Tony Nese. Leon Ruff, Damian Priest versus Legado del Fantasma made Leon look strong, and the identities of 2 other ghost faces leaves more questions than answers. Shotzi Raquel was a solid ladder match with the unsurprising addition of Io Shirai to Shotzi's army. Solid promos from the UE and Pat McAfee and company too. P.S. Desmond Xavier and Zach Wentz are coming to NXT down the road. Trey Miguel's absence is intriguing. Onward to Sunday. Yes, I think we've talked enough about the Russells for one show.
Enough of them. Yeah. Well, that's what you thought. That's what we thought. I guess now we can go watch the other show that we... Out of all the weeks, we really wanted to watch the other show. Sorry.
MLW?
Yeah. Dark.
Yes.
Ring of Honor. Hey, I guess we can say what we're going to be watching, something we don't usually watch. I think we kind of... we didn't add this to our schedule, but fuck it, we just might. This week is War Games this Sunday, but next week, I believe Saturday night, is Triple Mania.
Yeah.
Featuring Kenny Omega versus Laredo Kid, and the Lucha Bros are on there, and all these other people. hair versus hair, mask versus mask, all sorts.
Superheroes.
Marvel and wrestling officially. It's officially Marvel mixing with AAA wrestling. So we're going to be doing a watch along and a post show on that as well. So go check us out there. But yeah, upNXT, AEW Dynamite, winter is coming. War is coming. I can't wait to talk about you know who because you know what. But let's just keep that between me and you. Hey, there's some thank yous we got to do.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'd like to say a big thank you to brand new world champion patron Chris Elliott.
Hey, Chris.
Thank you very much.
Chris is one of our big fans. He's always in the Twitch streams and all sorts of streams. And
Absolutely.
He's great. Hey, thank you to Brian M. Vogan.
Thank you very much, Brian. A big thank you to Jason Cunnington.
Thank you, Jason. And thank you to Jody Wood.
Absolutely. Thank you, Jody. A big thank you to Neil Henriette.
And a shout out to Justin Carlton.
Oh, if we're doing shout outs, I'd like to shout out Mark Westerberg.
I'd like to shout out Tony Boone.
Tony Boone. And a big shout out to Brandon Vanderman.
And I see my final one here. A very nice shout out to a man who's been inside our house, Martin Bushby.
Yes.
He had to hear that Benno episode.
He did, yeah. And he got very excited by the Benno episode and has picked his best match ever. You're hearing it first.
Crazy.
It'll be
Don't
coming
even
in the
say
next
what it
couple
is.
of months.
Yeah,
No?
don't say what it is.
Keep
Yeah.
it secret?
Yeah.
All right, I'll tell you off air.
All right.
Yes, and as we mentioned, we will be doing our upNXT show for free live tomorrow at 2 p.m. to talk all about tonight's AEW. So join in on the Twitch channel, twitch.tv/upnextpodcast or youtube.com/upnext.
Fuck it. We'll leave the video up too.
We'll leave it up to.
Yeah.
Yes.
Winter has come. We'll talk about that. Listen to us talk about AEW, a little free taste there. But patreon.com/upnext. Again, all the shows, $5 a month, North Americans here. Get all those shows we talked about and everything we've done. Hey, follow us, Twitter and Instagram at upnextpodcast, youtube.com/upnextpodcast, and twitch.tv/upnextpodcast. We'll be twitching. All the twitching stuff. I'm trying to figure out how to link my fucking PlayStation that I got now. It's really hard, difficulting. So
We're old.
Yeah, I might try to make my own account, the Brady, and host with the upNXT one and try all sorts. But twitch.tv/upnextpodcast. We'll probably be doing some WWE 2K on Monday night.
Yeah, I've got the final chapter of Batman Season 1 to finish. So join me for that.
Join us on the Twitch. We love hanging out with you as much as we can. We're in lockdown. We're locked up, but we're here virtually with all our friends. And it's nice. So thank you for listening and supporting. We'll be back Sunday. TakeOver War Games. Can't wait. I myself, Braden Herrington. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at the Brady.
And I am at Davie Portman. And did we even mention the watch along?
We're doing a watch?
Yeah, watch along. Sunday, 7 p.m. Did we mention that?
Yeah.
There's so many things we're plugging. Check out Twitter.
The Twitter.
We love you all.
The Twitter, even if you don't have Twitter, check because we post all the stuff like the schedules and all the shows we're going to be doing and all that stuff. And we got the best and worst of stuff we're planning for this year. And then in the new year, some free watch-alongs. And we even have a free special Christmas show. I'm not sure what it is. You put question marks. What does that mean?
Hey, it's a secret.
Oh.
It's a present.
Oh.
You'll have to unwrap it on Christmas Day.
I don't like you. My friends don't like you. Take care. Goodbye. Be safe. And I'll see you at War Games.
Ahoy!
First time in a long time, but back like I never left. Taking these things as it comes, you know me, I don't read ahead. Watch me burn down everything, BDE on the TV set. When I'm in control on the road, you can never really know what's up next.